Hey traders, this is Rick with Hit and Run Candlesticks. How are you doing? Doing a little Sunday video here, getting ready for the week ahead. September 15th, kicking off tomorrow. Hey, Wednesday, big day Wednesday, and it'll be pretty darn interesting all week long, really, with the FOMC results, quarter point or half a point. It will be interesting to see what the market does. Unfortunately, that also takes technical analysis kind of out of the picture for a very short period of time, but we'll keep an eye on that, okay? All right, so, hey, I want to remind everybody that starting Monday, September 15th, tomorrow, that our new time for charts and targets pre-market will be 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Everybody is invited. It's open to the public. I welcome everybody. So please come on in. You can log in through YouTube, Facebook, and or X and work with us, share charts. In fact, here's some charts that I'll be talking about tomorrow morning pre-market. And it's going to be IONQ, QS, RKLB, THLA, and QUBT. There'll be a few others, but those I guarantee we're going to be talking about. Today, in just a few minutes, we're going to talk about some Tesla. We're going to talk about some PTIR or PLTR. We're going to talk about CRCL, Open, OPEN, and GRAB, GRB, okay? Also tomorrow morning, we're going to talk about, in the pre-market, we're going to talk about the status of the Road to Wealth account and how we're doing on doubling it, okay? How we're doing, well, we're doing on doubling it. So the whole idea of trading is to make money. Trading is, well, I suppose for some folks it's a hobby, but I don't think most of us want it as a hobby. Unless it's a hobby making money, then okay, but I think you want to make money. All right, let's start with the market really quick here. Alrighty. We had a good day, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. This whole week was really a good week. Now here we've run right up to this this line, this upper line. If we draw a line from these highs here and touch this high, we came right up to it. Does that mean we're going to fail there? Not necessarily, not at all. One thing I'm going to keep an eye on, and see that black dot right here on the 8 EMA. This is TC2000, by the way, that I'm using. You can check in the link below on the YouTube if you're interested in TC2000. You check it out. There's a $25 discount if you're interested in using it. And then I will do everything I can to help you get going on it. And I've got all kinds of scans and then my favorite scans that I give to everybody. So anyway, with that little dot right there, that just measures 8 days back. I'm going to come right up to the end of that 8 EMA right there. And that's going to be what I'm going to look for. As long as we stay in this area right here. Let me get my, whoops, let's do this. There we go. Sorry, little hiccup there. As long as we can stay in this little area right there, I'm going to be definitely to the bullish side, okay? Now, we break down below that. Well, we'll talk about that if that happens, and we'll have to monitor that price action, because if it throws us an ugly candlestick and then we get some follow through, that could be a problem. Below this 50% level, which is right here where the grouping of lines are, below that could be a problem with the market right there. So around below 649.80. We'll keep an eye on that though. But right now the market remains bullish. Remember Wednesday, the FOMC meeting, and I will guarantee you the Road to Wealth account will be in cash Tuesday at the latest for that meeting. I will not be trading that day. It's not worth the risk. And after reevaluating the account and looking when it all opened, it actually is doubling in 8 months. So I'm very, very happy with that. And I don't want the risk. So we'll talk about that more in the pre-market charts and target. All right. Hey, let's take a look at a couple of charts. Let's take a look at TSLL. TSLL is the single stock ETF for Tesla. We were in this, and I did close it out for a nice little 53% profit. I will wait for it to pull back and set up again before I buy it again, and I do plan on buying it again, all right? But in the, keeping the my part of my trade plan is to profit into strength, and that's exactly what happened here with Tesla, TSLL, or Tesla, same thing. I'm still looking for it to move up into these target areas, 1990, and then up here near what I'm going to call my sweet spot, right through here, and that's around that $24 and maybe to $28. But I'm going to need to re-enter that, redo another swing, and I'll wait for a little bit of consolidation before I do that. Another one that we closed was PTIR. Now, this is the single stock ETF for PLTR. And in the small account, the Road to Wealth account, I bought this, and I did close half the position for a 25% profit. I do expect it to go higher, but to protect some profits, because the way you make this account grow is you've got to take profits into strength and keep those losses small, okay? So it's part of my trade plan of what I do here and what we teach. So we nailed the 50% retracement, went clean through it, and right now I'll be looking for a little consolidation, another setup before we move up to that $30 mark. Now, of course, that FOMC meeting, quarter point, half point, what is said could make a difference in the market, okay? So we do have to be a little cautious about that. Let's see what else. Oh, yeah. Let's go take a look at CRCL. I think this might be setting up from the bottom here. This might be a nice little trade. And for my trading, my trade plan will be simple. My target will be the 50-period moving average up here. I trade a lot with moving averages going from one to another. This is something we teach and coach here at Hit Run Candlesticks. It's really easy to do, very visual, just a really cool way to trade. So if you're interested, check us out. We've got a new VIP program for 2 weeks. If you're interested, includes two coaching calls from me if you'd like. So check below in the text area of the YouTube video, and we'll get you going on that. All righty. So CRL, I'm looking for a nice little entry right in this area right here. So say in the neighborhood of 129.80, or maybe even a breakout. Actually, let's do this. Let's pull this down, and let's put the buy box. Some of you might remember the old buy box. Let's put that in there. So that's what I'd be looking at for a buy. And then again, my target would be here at the 50-period moving average. With an entry of about 134.30, you're looking at 21%, maybe 22, up to that 50-period moving average. Another one, let's talk about open. Everybody's watching open. My gosh, I swear everybody is up in arms about open. So for those that get caught in FOMO, fear of missing out, be very careful on this one. Be very, very careful. Don't get, keep your trading grounded. So stick to your rules. This is important. And if price doesn't set up in your rules and it just takes off, be careful not to chase it. I've talked to several traders over the past several days here last week that they tried to chase this, and all they did was lose money. And there'll be plenty time to make money. If we take a look at the weekly chart, I still think we go up to that $18 area and maybe higher. But right now, my trade plan sends it to 18 bucks. Now, but you've got to have that right entry. If you don't have the right entry, it may pull back before it gets there, and then you end up closing it with just a loss. So let's keep an eye on this. For those that are members of Hit Run Candlesticks and those part of our VIP program, make sure you get your app downloaded, and then you'll be alerted when I'm looking at buying this or when I have something to say about it. Maybe it sets up and we get involved with it. It's a beautiful chart. I think it looks great. I think it looks higher. Timing is key with what I think all charts is timing is key. So I think we need just to, stay on our toes here, okay? Hey, another one is grab. This is a nice chart right here. Let's go. There we go. That's a nice chart. I'm going to go to the weekly chart. Look how the weekly is. We put this nice bottom here, and then we popped up, and then we're moving sideways. Again, I think the sweet spot is going to be up here at 770. That's that 50% retracement. I think that is really, really a good looking chart. I would love to see an inside day. I do not want to chase. Right there, that would make an inside day for me, a buy in this area. And then we could look for a move up into that 770-ish area. That's 34% away. And then we can get into that 61 retracement area up here of about 890. That's 61.8 up here. So a grab is one to keep on the watch list. Again, be careful not to chase. Wait for the setup, okay? Wait for the setup. All right. Remember, during our, what is it, tomorrow? Pre-market, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. You can join us on through YouTube, through Facebook, or through X. We're going to be talking about IONQ, QS, RKLB, ETHA, QUBT, and how we're doing in the Road to Wealth account on getting that account doubled. And then I'm going to be on a project to double it again. So those that want to climb aboard and work with us, let us know. We've got that VIP 2-week setup program in the text below the chat there in YouTube, okay? Hey, thanks, everybody. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Take care.